We'll bring in now Jennifer Kern. She's a contributor for the Daily Caller and The Hill. Jennifer, politics, unfortunately, is going to play a part in this, whether you want it to or not. It does. One of the ways we solve this crisis is we can admit where we went wrong, right? Seems normal, but when Nancy Pelosi told people to a crowd in Chinatown to come on out, we're going to play this from one of her Sunday shows.
That's what we're trying to do today, is to say everything is fine here. Come, because the precautions have been taken. We think it's very safe to be in Chinatown and hope that others will come.
If the president underplayed the threat in the early days, Speaker Pelosi, didn't you as well?
No, what we're trying to do is to end the discrimination, the stigma that was going out against the Asian American community.
All right, so that was at the end of February. And by the way, it took a while to finally get that video up and played for. We seem to be bent on, holding everyone accountable for things you said months and months prior. So why is it so hard, Jennifer, for politicians just to say, hey, look, I messed up. I maybe shouldn't have done that?
Well, look, she should admit to it. And you're right. The fact that it took 2 months for that video to be played by any of the mainstream media is a signal of the real virus occurring here, which is also a mainstream media bias. Now, look, not only did Nancy Pelosi tell people to come on down to Chinatown and have parades and large gatherings of people, but also you saw New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio say that. You also saw the New York City Health Commissioner say that. She calls herself New York's doctor. Well, you see the situation that New York is in, and that is part and parcel due to the leadership of these Democrats who were so concerned about political correctness that they put the lives and health of the American people in the middle of that. And you look at the Democrats' own debates. The first 3 debates of the 2020 Democratic primary cycle, in 2 of them, the coronavirus wasn't even mentioned. On the January 14th debate, it wasn't mentioned once. On the February 17th debate, it wasn't mentioned once. It was only mentioned 1 time in February, and that was by none other than Gayle King and Pete Buttigieg. Joe Biden didn't mention it, and Bernie Sanders and Amy Klobuchar only mentioned the word China in relation to global warming. So the Democratic Party has no leg to stand on here in the critiques of President Trump. He actually saved American lives. There's no doubt about it.
Let me jump in real quick, because I've got Richard, too. Richard Roth, Democratic strategist. He's probably sitting over there wanting to chime in, strategic founder and partner of the Roth law firm. Real quick, though, I want to play this for you. Good to see. Bill de Blasio, New York City mayor, had some moments ago here telling people it was okay to go to major events, but now he has a new message here. Spy on your neighbor and then report them to police. Take a look.
When you see a crowd, when you see a line that's not distanced, when you see a supermarket that's too crowded, anything, you can report it right away so we can get help there to fix the problem. And now it's as simple as taking a photo. All you got to do is take the photo and put the location with it, and bang, send a photo like this, and we will make sure that enforcement comes right away.
Richard, I'm not really sure if it's a partisan thought on this, an opinion rather on this, but we've got the mayor here saying spy on your neighbor, take photos, send them to police. Is this right?
Well, what he's saying is you have to be socially distant. And in one answer to what Jen just said, it's very simple. There's only one office that had the information in January and February. The intelligence through the CDC, through Azar, through Navarro, all of them went to the president and told him the problem. Nancy Pelosi didn't know the problem. The Democrats debating didn't know the problem. The information goes to the executive branch, and in the executive branch, the president makes a decision. So when Jen says no one raised it, and when de Blasio had a different tone, it's of course he didn't. He did not have the information that Donald Trump had. Everyone said, Donald Trump, this is a problem. We really shouldn't be political here. We could save that debate for later. We could save for later whose fault this is, because there's a lot of blood swinging going back and forth. The bottom line here is what de Blasio is saying is everyone, you have to socially distance, because the only reason why the numbers have come down, and thank God the numbers have come down, especially in New York, is because we have been socially distant. And if people aren't doing it, then yes, stop it, because you could save lives by socially distancing. That's what that message was.
I'm going to jump in here real quick because I don't have much time, but I want to talk about this, a hot topic, protesters popping up all over the country. This is one in Wisconsin. There's one scheduled for New York. There was one in Denver. But again, this one, the video you're seeing is from Wisconsin here over the weekend. Richard, and then I'll go to you, Jennifer. Is this good for our country? Is this bad? Is it justified? Your thoughts on the protesters right now?
So the protest, listen, everyone is frustrated. We get it. There's a lot of conflict. We get it. But there's one thing we have to do. We have to follow the data and the scientists. For someone to say just liberate the state and have this happen again is crazy. The reason why the numbers have gone down, and thank God they've gone down, is because of the responsible actions we've taken. So we have to test and we have to trace. And we can't just let people wander free. It will happen again. It's happened again in other countries. So they should just really focus on the science and the data. That's what this is about. The economy is going to go back. If it goes back too soon, we're going to be in worse shape than we are today. That's the risk that everyone runs. And that's what the governors are all saying uniformly.
Jennifer, 30 seconds.
Well, Democrats keep talking about following the science and the data, but look, there's no science or data being given by governors, liberal governors, and liberal mayors in these states and cities that haven't been affected, that could be solved simply by social distancing and face coverings. In states outside of New York, where people could go about freely, I think the pendulum swung too far to the left here. You have liberal mayors picking and choosing winners in their states, allowing marijuana shops to stay open while churches and businesses stay closed. There's a lot of social engineering at risk here, and I think we've got to let people go back to work. Americans know what to do now. We know how to social distance. Now let us do it.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to pick this up. We got to go. I got to pick this up, though. We will in another hour because it's a hot topic. It is, and there are a lot of people on each side. Yeah, of course. Jennifer Kearns, Richard Roth. See you in just a bit.